Good evening and welcome to Citizens Speak. My name is Harry Maroney. I'm the co-host of this show. And I always complain to Don that I don't get any more Christmas cards because I have so many. Ever since I started associating with this gentleman to my right here, Don Yelton, the Christmas card just dropped off the table. However, I don't know if this is a Valentine's Day card or a birthday card because my birthday's this month. And I received something in the mail today. And if you could come in on this, I don't know if you can see this out there, folks, but I was sent this. This is a picture of the first family. And as Don Yelton calls my belle Michelle and his two lovely children. Now, I have no idea what I had done to deserve this. You know, it's like George Bush. When he was inaugurated, I was a Democrat, and he invited me to the inauguration balls. But I feel honored. I really do. Because I did not give one thin dime to any politician outside of John Carroll. But I got, thank you for your support and friendship. I didn't realize this. Did you, Don? When we made history together in 2010, I would look forward to continuing that work in the weeks and months ahead. Happy New Year from my family to yours. And it's got signed Barry Obama. But I think that's just incredible that I have a stinking idea who sent this. Well, anyway. Another important fact, though, that I'd like to mention about President Obama and his stimulus money. As you know, I live in the county. I've lived in the county almost 30 years, and thank God I don't live in Asheville. But sometimes I have to come into town and, you know, dentist and things like this. And today I was sitting there and I looked across the chat. They were cleaning my teeth, and I finished up. And I said, what are those people over there doing? And they're working on a bus stop at the corner of Beverly and Tunnel Road. Now, I know that's Fred's territory. And on further investigation, I found out that they put a bench on the sidewalk that I was on, and right across the street, there's a bus stop. You know, we're going to cover, you know, everything else. And right across the street, catty corner from the bus stop, is another thing for a wheelchair, and there's 5 or 6 guys. They only have one shovel to share with each other, so they're all standing around doing some kind of a ramp there. And on further investigation, I said, well, that's got to be the stimulus money at work, because it does nothing. And the bus driver, I found out later, said that he doesn't even stop on that side of the road. He continues going up Beverly from Tunnel Road. But he doesn't even come back down where this bench is for the bus stop. So, folks, thank you, Barry Obama, for spending and squandering our tax dollars. And I just have no idea. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, I failed to mention this. The good mayor of Asheville and the city council dedicated this thing. They had the news out there and everything else. I went, my God, now that's your stimulus money at work. A bus stop that doesn't go anywhere.
That the bus doesn't stop at.
Doesn't stop at.
A bench that the bus doesn't stop at.
It's a nice bench, by the way. It took 6 weeks for it to get done.
Across the road, no cover, a bench.
Right. But across the street is the Gross Methodist Church. And I later found out that most of the bus stop areas like this, they're covered like this, Don, are donated by, you know, citizens, church groups, things like that. And now the city has torn them down because they didn't meet code. And I later found out that out in the county, out in Leicester, there's signs missing and everything else. The city has taken them down because they're aluminum. I guess aluminum's going on. And where's our stimulus money there? You have street addresses out there in the county that no one knows where the streets are. So all I can say is, God bless America. They can run your life better than you can. And think real hard now, folks. This is a good example of squander and waste. That 0.25% sales tax that they're going to ask us to vote on, whatever it is, that's money that's going to go to useless things like that, deferred maintenance that should have been done on AB Tech's campus. And instead, it was a bonus probably to you know who.
I can't. You are fitting right in to my stuff here.
Of course I am. I'm reading it right off the monitor. What do you think I am?
Well,
Some
see-
kind of moron?
No, we don't have a monitor. That's the thing. See, we wish they had some people think we do that. You were talking about the signs and stuff being down in Leicester.
Right. I mean, this came up to me today. I'm sitting there minding my own business, got my teeth cleaned, and these are wonderful people. I mean, these are just God-fearing people, and they talked to me. And I said, you know, you ought to march down to county commissioner and city council and just go to the, you know. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Cecil Boffel, for raising the bus rates $1.
That paid for that paid for that bus stop.
No, that was stimulus money. That was stimulus money, Don. And that is just another example of inflation is caused by government. Their bus tickets went up $1.
Well, let me give you another example of inflation caused by government, Harry. Remember this old man down in Cary, North Carolina, that put on the side of his house, screwed by the town of Cary?
Yeah, you talked to him, a long time ago.
And we talked to him, and we spent some time with him, and the state had come by and put this road there, and it flooded his house.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cary's attempts to remove a homeowner's protest sign will cost the town about $225,000 in legal bills. And the price of fighting this free speech case will only increase if Cary decides to appeal. The town has until Friday to make its decision. A federal judge ruled in December that the town's ordinance limiting signs on personal property violated resident David Bowden's First Amendment rights. I want to repeat that for the residents of Asheville. A federal judge ruled in December that the town's ordinance limiting signs on personal property violated resident David Bowden's First Amendment rights.
Which is what?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, folks.
Bowden, who lives on Maynard Road, sued Cary in 2009 when the town tried to fine him for a neon orange message, screwed by the town of Cary, painted in big, bold letters on the front of his house. Bowden was protesting water runoff from the town project. Last week, the U.S. District Court Judge Louise Flanagan ordered Cary to pay $46,197 in legal fees and court costs. He was represented by Raleigh attorney Mark Sigmund at the bequest of the ACLU of North Carolina. We find it to be a reasonable fee, said the town spokeswoman. The judge, however, did find the portion of the ordinance regulating signs on personal property amounted to a content-based restriction on speech, suggesting it could face more legal challenges if it's enforced as it currently stands. Well. We're going to put that right over there in our case of one up for the Kipper, and that was great. Now, at the county commission meeting tonight, they still probably have public comment going on.
No, you didn't get a chance, did you?
I didn't get a chance to make a comment.
How about Mike?
Mike Fryer was there to make a comment, and he had 8 or 9 people lined up, but people had to start going places, so I don't know if you're going to get to tell what he wants to tell or not. His daughter was there. She wanted to speak. I know that Chad Nesbitt was there. He wanted to speak. And when I left, I gave a couple of people a penny. And I suggested that they hand it to Bill Stanley when they get through talking.
Why is he?
Because I had that planned. No, he has an aversion to a penny. Trust me. I know he has an aversion to a penny. He started throwing chairs and throwing cook pots and pans and ranting and raving mortal you know what when somebody walked in and said, "There's your last penny you're going to get from me, Bill." Mr. Stanley, I'm sorry. You just have to be walking by to see the show. I know, because it is shown 5 times during the week.
No,
so.
he's not going to see it tonight because.
No, but he can catch it another night. It's shown 5 times, Harry.
Oh, that's right.
Now, here's what happened at the county commission meeting today. We gave the health director an award. Health Director of the Year. Now, of course, what I was going to get up and say, I'm so glad we gave Gibby Harris Health Director of the Year, because Buncombe County has CTS, which is the most polluted site in North Carolina,
Right.
even more polluted, bless his heart, as quoted by Dr. Rick Moss, who passed away after he got involved in fighting water pollution. I don't know if there's any parallel there or not. I'm not starting any rumors. I'm just stating fact. The CTS was worse than Camp Lejeune. Yet we give Gibby Harris an award for being the best health director in the state when they won't even put up a sign out there saying it's contaminated.
Well, Don.
And then Wanda got up and showed figures, Harry.
Dr.
she got up and showed figures because of all these salaries. Remember all this hullabaloo raised about how much money they were making.
Well, you're talking about the cell phone allowance,
And everything.
the car allowance.
And everything. Well, guess what?
Well, I'm on the edge of my chair.
I was reminded of something that Wanda told me when I was giving her the results of the recycling study. She said, Don, you can make numbers say anything. Wanda, you did a great job of twisting the numbers tonight, but I want you to know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I have in my possession what Mike was going to go over today. And what happened was salaries were raised, and Mike Fryer's got a good job documenting this. He gave it to the Asheville Citizens and the Mountain Express. Salaries were raised multiple times without any county commissioner approval. And he also wanted to increase salaries of some of the people Van Duncan did on his staff. Wanda Green blocked it 3 times, and he went behind Wanda Green to the county commissioners and got the county commissioners to increase their salary, which means Wanda had to sign it. Now, that's what everybody tells you. So, you know. But here's the point, folks.
There has to be a point here somewhere.
Buncombe County has a population of 231,452 people.
Really?
Yep.
Now, did they break that down?
And the county manager's salary is $208,000.
Whoa. Excuse me. How much?
$208,000.
That's a lot of money.
Well,
what kind of car allowance does she get?
It doesn't show any for her.
Well, it's got to be. It's
doesn't show any for her, Harry.
W2
but she
income.
does get it. Mecklenburg County
that's bigger.
has a population of 919,000.
That's almost 1 million people, right?
That's almost 4 times.
4 times, okay.
And the county manager there makes $242,000 plus $12,000 in travel allowance. Based upon those routes and those numbers, if Wanda Green was paid according to the number of people she has to manage in the county population, her salary should be about $70,000.
But now, Don, we're going to cover this because this quarter-cent sales tax, you know, it's not going to go for AB Tech. It's going to go to her salary. You know that. It's going to be...
Well, it's not only her salary, but the plot thickens.
Oh, I can't wait
folks,
for this.
This is something that I want you all to be aware of. Graham County, you know little Graham County?
No, well.
Has a population of 8,000.
We were there, weren't we, Graham? Yeah.
Guess what the county manager in Graham makes?
Let me guess. $8,000.
$80,000.
My gosh, really?
Mm-hmm. $80,000 for overseeing a county with a population of 8,000 people.
Well, I gotta ask it. I've got to ask it. Of what political persuasion are these people here?
I have no idea. I'm just looking at dollars and cents because, you know, Harry, as I look at this in table, this is the entire counties of all the counties of North Carolina.
Well, how about
Bernie County, 19,000 people down at the coast. Guess what that county manager makes?
90,000.
$144,000 plus $9,000 travel.
Well, I'm really doing good tonight.
Beaufort County, $44,000, $135,000. The lowest one I see on here is Allegheny County, which has 11,000 people, which is more than Graham County, and he makes $67,797. So I have come to a conclusion, kids, if you want to make money, go to school and learn to be a county manager.
And become a doctor. Doctor, right?
Get a doctorate and get an accounting degree so you can.
Well, how about Bryson City? What is that one?
Bryson City, that would be Swain County.
Swain, yeah, Swain.
Okay. We have it all right here.
Let me guess. How many people live out there?
Let's see. Swain?
Probably 60,000, maybe? No.
Well, you know something? Swain County has 13,000 people here.
Okay, well, let me see. $90,000.
67,000 plus $2,600 in travel. Tyrell County has 4,200. Looks like the smallest one. and their salary is $30,000.
Don't get me wrong, but I think these salaries are out of weight. I think that we can cut overhead right here.
Here's the point, Harry.
$208,000.
Let's look at the Board of Commissioners. Alamance County.
You look at them.
$9,600 plus $1,500 travel. Ashe County, $9,700, no travel. Beaufort, $1,100 plus $3,000 travel. Bertie, $11,000 plus $4,800 travel. Bladen, $9,200 plus $4,800 travel. All of these people have travel, and a big part of the county managers have travel. And this is the point that I want everybody to drive home tonight. I know you all are upset.
Should be.
Over what the money the county manager was making, over the money that the commissioners were making, and over the fact that they were getting all of this high money for the car allowance. Well, how about it being called car allowance, Harry? Because I was on the phone today with Raleigh, and this is going to be studied, folks. I'm warning you, this is going to be studied. Because I was calling Harry, I said, if that's a car allowance, and they said, it's a car allowance, but they don't count it as salary.
They must.
That means that they're not getting, a W-2. That means they're not paying their FICA on it.
Income.
And one of Harry's favorite sayings is, if I don't pay my FICA, I go to jail.
Examples, yeah.
I said, so, maybe we ought to start looking at and go to the IRS and see if these commissioners have been paying taxes on this travel expense. But then I find out last night, guess what?
I know the answer to this.
They are W-2'd.
And this is interesting now. Listen very carefully.
On their travel and their technology allowance. It is part of their W-2.
And?
I don't care, Wanda Green, if you cut it in half. I don't care, Bill Stanley, David Gant, you're lying to people. It is not a travel allowance. It is not a technical allowance. It is a pure T salary, because at the end of the year you get a W-2, which means that the taxpayers of Buncombe County have to pay matching FICA and matching state withholding tax and matching federal withholding tax, which amounts to about 8%, which means that you are sticking it to the voters again with a bald-faced, blatant lie. It is salary. Call it salary and forget about it. Call it salary and forget about it. Or either document your expenses like any other salesman has to when he leaves his office in the county and goes somewhere. He can document that and get mileage for it, and then he doesn't have to pay taxes for it. Outside of that, it is a taxable income, which they are saying it's a taxable income, but they're presenting it to you, the public, as a travel allowance. So, Wanda, you can make numbers say anything you want them to say. And I just went over this with somebody in Raleigh today, and I said, if this is going on statewide, what's going on? And the answer that came back to me, probably the Association of County Commissioners tells them how to do it.
Of course. It's a club.
So, folks, it's an elite club.
Yep. Look at the members.
And today, at the county commissioners meeting, it was on the agenda to accept the change in the commissioner's car and technology allowance. Darn it, it ain't a car and technology allowance. It's a supplemental income. So let's see if WLOS picks up on that. Let's see if the Asheville Citizens picks up on that. Let's see if the Asheville Tribune picks up on that. Let's see if Matt Matan picks up on that.
Oh,
let's see if the Mountain Express picks up on that. Because the county commissioners held the meeting such today that I had to come over here to start this show before I could make my comment and tell them that to their face. So I'm asking you, I have a suggestion to you. Call the county manager, call Bill Stanley and David Gant and tell them you want their salary reported as salary, not to call it a car allowance, because it is not. And you want to know the total cost of the match the county has to put into that. And don't forget, folks, that the more money they make, what does that happen to them in their retirement, Harry?
It increases the retirement. We haven't even talked about the retirement, folks.
It increases their retirement. So they speak out of the mouth. They're caring about the people. They want to watch their spending.
It's for the children.
But at the same time, folks, they're padding their pocketbook when they retire at your expense and increasing the obligations of the county. And if you start looking at these salaries, yes, government workers are more than a third overpaid, especially your supervisory personnel, your departmental heads, and your county managers. Now, the folks doing the work, probably not true at all.
No.
So don't get bent out of shape over me on that.
We're going after overhead.
We're going after the overhead that can be cut and never once affect your service.
Period.
That's a problem, folks. I have a serious problem with lies being told like this. Now, I also know today at 4 o'clock on WWNC, you had an interview of some of the folks from the school board about how that they're going to try to save the teachers. But I want you to know that it has been reported that the Buncombe County School Board is having meetings with 4 board members and 3 board members. 2 separate meetings to avoid having a public meeting. Now, their public relations person is a wife of the anchor at WLOS.
And she does her job gratis, right, Don? Oh, no, she gets paid.
Last time I heard, she makes about $95,000 a year
Now-
as public relations.
Now-
And here she works for WLOS? Is that not a conflict of interest?
No, of course not. But I like to point out one thing here. We always refer to Mr. Bailey, his fat little pension. But we got an individual that's sitting at the end of that dais who's going to match that. And that's Don's golfing buddy. Now, he's going to get a nice big fat pension too.
Oh, he's triple dipping.
Well, now I'm just talking
He
about.
retired as a teacher.
Yeah,
Then he retired from the youth thing out at Swannanoa.
yeah.
Then he's going to retire from county commissioners.
But I'm just talking about just the county commissioner expense alone is going to be a chunk of money. It's going to probably equal what Mr. Bailey has. And these people don't do this for nothing. They do this for money. They do this for power. And they keep on patronizing you. They pat you on the top and, oh, we feel your pain. Oh,
Well,
let me ask you one more question. At this meeting tonight, who gave that award to the health department person? Was it who I think it was?
I don't have. Who would give awards?
No.
Who would give awards, Harry?
I just had to know. I mean,
Who would give awards?
that's our sole function in life, is to give out those awards. And we're not talking about Holly Jones either, are we?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because
You're talking about Carol Weird Peterson.
yeah, I like Holly Jones. She's nice. She's nice. She's a nice lady.
Well, nice people finish last in today's world, Harry, because at the county commissioner meeting, David Gant, I think some of them had promised that they were going to take comment on the approval of Wanda Green's recommendation for cutting the expenses.
Well, that was awful nice of them, Tom.
Well, you know what happened when it come time?
505050.
They did not accept public comment. It was passed in the consent agenda.
Well, wait a minute now. Can they do that? They can't do that. They can't. That's public business.
If it's on the consent agenda and it's approved as part of the consent agenda,
Oh.
there was no opportunity for public comment.
There's your parliamentary nonsense, folks. See how
There's your democratic, public participation, open government, loving democracy, Democrat Party.
you know, and I will take out the defense on David Gant. He has never once said that he was for open government.
Never once?
No, I've never heard him say that. When he was campaigning now. No, I've never heard him say that.
Hello? Hold on, let me put you on the air. Hold on a minute, put you on the air. Yeah, which one's a microphone? I think that's it. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know, this Wanda Green, what kind of education does she have to have such a high-dollar paying position?
Well, when she came to work for the county, she was an accountant. And then she got her, I think she got her master's in business. And then she got her PhD while she was working for the county. So she is now Dr. Green.
So we paid for her education as well as paying her salary?
Well, did not see her sign out. I didn't see her go on part-time. So I would say that she was able to manage this wonderful, hard job as county manager and go to school and get a PhD at the same time. That's why I'm kind of wondering if her job's worth $240,000 a year.
I don't think she's worth 15 cents a year.
Well,
That's my personal opinion, and I tell her that to her face. I don't like any of them. And Bill Stanley, all he does is sit there and sleep and drool, and somebody should jerk him up by the bed. If I was at the meeting and he's sitting there snoring and drooling, I'd probably walk over and jerk him up, pay my fine to the police sheriff's department, and walk out.
well, I have a suggestion for you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you get a piece of paper and write out a note and tell Mr. Stanley, I am sending you this penny because I want to see you resign. You said you would not do it for a penny less.
That's what he said. He wouldn't do it for a penny less, and then he lied about saying it. I heard him say it.
I know, that's why you need to send him a penny in an envelope.
Well, I'll get that right in the mail.
Go for it,
I'll
dear.
find
Appreciate
a
it.
nice shiny one and put a
No.
note on there.
No,
Here,
give him a
I'm
tarnished one.
resigned.
Harry says give him a tarnished
Give him
one.
one that's tarnished. You can't even make out the date or anything.
Give him one you find in the parking lot
Yeah,
tomorrow.
there's
You'll
no
find one in the parking lot tomorrow. Wait and see.
Yeah, just run over.
Well, he's not even worth my penny, but I'll give it to him anyway.
Oh, I think.
Have a nice evening and keep up the hard work, and we've got to get rid of all of them.
Thank you, dear.
Amen.
And remember, it's worth the penny and the stamp to send it to Bill Stanley. Trust me on that one. It's worth the penny and the stamp, okay?
Well, I'll send it.
Thank you, dear.
Sir. Have a good evening.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Good night. You know, that brings up, it used to be not worth a pog nickel, but now a penny's not.
Well, the penny's worth more than a nickel now.
Yes, well, no, nickels.
The value of a penny is worth more than a nickel now
because-
because of the brass. The
No,
copper.
copper.
What is-
No,
copper.
there's more copper in a nickel than there is in a penny. Did you know that? Yeah.
Well, hey, the only thing going up is the change.
No, the only thing that's going up is the IRS.
The change is the only thing that's going up.
And hope. Change and hope, huh?
The hope's gone.
Yeah.
They made the penny smaller too and thinner.
Well, of course. I mean, for your penny collectors out there, prior to 1984, 84 and back, it's about 90% copper. The rest of it is nothing.
Well, it's just amazing, Harry. I got these numbers, and you start looking at all this travel, and then the other area that has not been looked at that we're going to start looking at, and there's an organization in Raleigh going to start looking at it, how much these people are paid for these meetings.
Well, we have a partial list of the airport commission,
Yeah, but
And,
see, we need to figure all of that up.
civic center committee or whatever it is.
And we need to figure all that up,
They
though.
won't give us that information. You've asked for it.
Yeah, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
Anybody out there that knows how to get that information, please let us know, because it's vital that we start pinning these people down, because we got an election coming up, and 2012 is right around the corner, and we got to get rid of these folks. And the more information, the more ammunition we have, the better chance we're going to get rid of them.
And here is some figures.
Oh no, more. My head is
What
spinning.
happened in January 2009?
Change of regimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what the average retail price of gas was in the United States?
$1.63.
$1.83.
Okay.
Do you know how much it is today?
Oh, Angles down here is 307, I think.
$3.10.
310. Okay.
A 70% increase.
There's your change.
Now, crude oil in Europe, a barrel, $43.48 in January. Now it's $99, 127% increase. So the myth about the oil companies getting rich is not true. Their cost has gone up twice over what their profit is. Crude oil, West Texas International a barrel. January was $38 a barrel. Today is $91 a barrel. That's in West Texas. Gold in London,
Oh, I know that one.
$853 an ounce in January 2009. Now $1,390, up 60%.
Same thing with silver.
Corn, number 2, yellow corn,
Number 2, yellow corn.
was $3.56 a bushel. Now $6.33, a 78% increase.
That's a food stuff, isn't it?
That's food stuff. You know why that's going up? Because now they're making gas out of it, which is the most stupid, idiotic thing in the world.
Because it retains water, and it sits there, and you got to burn twice
But
as
it's
much.
food. But it's food.
And it's food, yeah.
But it's food. It's burning what you live on. Soybean, $9 to $13.
Well, that's not too bad.
Sugar cane, $13 to $35.
Now there goes your diet drinks.
Unemployment rate from
No.
7.6 to 9.4.
We blame that on Bush, right?
That's all overall. Unemployment rate among the blacks, 12.6 to 15.5.
That's what we know of. It could be higher.
Number of unemployed, 11 million to 14 million. Number of federal employees has increased 2.2%.
Silver lining here.
Real median household income in 2009 was $50,000. Today, it's $47,000. It's gone down. Number of food stamp recipients, 31 million to 43 million, gone up 30%. Number of long-term unemployed, 2.6 million in 2009, 6.4 million today.
Go ahead and repeat that, Don.
2.6 million in 2009. Today, 6.4 million.
That's long-term unemployment.
That's 146%. 146% increase. People in poverty in the U.S. has gone from 39 million to 43 million. U.S. rank in the Economic Freedom World Ranking is 5 in 2009, is now 9. U.S. dollar versus the Japanese yen, 89 in 2009, now 82. Failed banks, 140 in 2009. Looks like the bank bailouts really worked. Now we only got 164 failed banks.
Well, that's not too bad.
And that's hit us right here in Asheville.
Well.
Yeah. And guess who's on the board of the bank that failed here in Asheville?
Gordon Greenwood?
The newly elected clerk of court.
Oh, wait a minute. Gordon Greenwood is the president of that organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's
Now-
being defended by who?
Who is he? Probably Bob Long.
He is.
Yeah, that's.
Isn't Bob Long a R?
Yeah, well, no,
He's not an R?
no,
Is he a D?
no.
He's an M.
He's whatever makes money.
He's a capitalist.
100%. If it pays him, he'll do it. National debt in trillions was 10.6 in 2009, and in just
2 years?
the 2 years, it's gone up 32% to 14.6 million.
A trillion.
Yeah, trillion. But it's 32%. Let's take this last item. In the last 2 years, we've accumulated in the national debt at a rate that's more than 27 times as fast as during the rest of our entire history. So if you were in a car driving right in the right-hand lane doing 65 miles per hour and a car rocketed past you at 27 times faster, which is what we've done with our national debt in the last 2 years, the car would be running 1,755 miles per hour.
Mach 1.
We do not have time to diddle and fiddle and piddle and lie and say we're going to have a $130 million bond for Buncombe County to bail out AB Tech so AP Tech can train Memorial Mission Hospital's nurses when Memorial Mission Hospital is $3 million in the hole, but they just bought a hospital in Transylvania County and a health care clinic in Madison and a hospital down in Polk County. And they're buying up every doctor's office in Asheville they can and renting them back to the doctor cheaper than the doctor can operate them because they don't have to pay property tax.
And what does that do to the people that pay property tax, Don?
That increases the percentage of the burden of the government that everyone that lives in these small little houses in Asheville that's just barely hanging on.
You're talking about that little. You're talking about that little old lady out there.
Every one of them, Harry, is increasing and becoming a bigger percentage of having to pay more and more to operate the city. And just today, we heard the TDA.
The what?
The TDA.
The TDA. Okay.
Tickled the.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
The
Let's
Tourism
go there.
Development Authority.
Okay, I'm glad. I thought maybe he
It's
was.
not the tickled.
I thought he was trying to cuss me out or something. I had no
tickled.
idea.
TDA. Tickled. You know what? But no, the Tourism Development Authority is giving $500,000 to Pax Square Conservancy.
And that's the organization that
To build a bathhouse
for what? Senators?
and a welcome center and 3 offices for volunteers to occupy those offices at the Pax Square.
Well, wait a minute. Wait now. $500,000 is not going to cover all that, Don. You know that.
They're going to build it for $500,000.
How can they do that?
And it's going to have all glass. And great question got asked by the Glow lady. She was there. She asked if it's going to be a green building. Well, it's going to be a heat pump.
Pardon me, a heat pump.
Heat pump with all glass.
Oh, I thought maybe we should be wind driven.
And they're going to have 4 bathrooms that are unisex.
Like they have in Paris?
Well, they're having them unisex because parents take their kids up there and change their clothes. And it's going to have these little bathrooms so that you can take your child in there and go into the bathroom and change clothes. Now, in the middle of all these, they're going to have a little sprinkle down shower till you can sprinkle yourself off if you've gotten dirt on you or whatever. But it's not a place to take a shower. But then they started talking about, since it was inside, wouldn't it cause problems for safety? You rang?
Hey, Don, this is Jeff. I just got back to the house. I didn't get a chance to give Bill your penny, and I was just going to call you and tell you that they kicked Jerry out, the armed escort again, and
Who?
Jerry, they took Jerry out right off the bat. They
Jerry
took
Rice?
him out. His comments weren't very favorable, I'm sure, and so they had him removed, and
Jerry Rice?
someone else removed.
Was that Jerry Rice?
I was there to support URTV and try to keep the station open, so I didn't.
Well, now, wait a minute. Who did they escort out again?
Jerry Rice, right?
Jerry Rice, yeah.
They escorted Jerry Rice out?
Yeah, Jerry got a meal. David got ill at him. I really didn't think it was warranted. I think that Jerry said something and David bid on it, and Jerry didn't call anybody by name, but it offended David. So David had him removed, and then Bill said, "Get him out of here now." So he left his camera and everything sitting in there. I don't know. I think that they probably do need to resign. And if somebody would be willing to pay for the arrest warrant, I'll sign my name to it. If somebody's just scared to have them all arrested, I swear I think we could do like they did in Vallejo, California, and just have them arrested for misuse of people's money. I'm just poor. I can't afford it. But if somebody will pay it, I'll have them arrested.
Hang on, you there?
Yeah.
Well, now who else did they escort out?
Someone else. I don't remember who it was. It was no one that I don't think that I knew, but somebody that they're scared. They're very
Was
They better get scared, because let me tell you something. I just got through telling everybody tonight, Jeff, and I thank you for calling in and giving us that report.
Thank you.
Yes, they're trying to shut this place down. Yes, they're trying to shut everybody up. Yes, they don't want to hear what you got to say. Yes, they want to keep you out of there. Yes, they want to control what you say. They want it to be their meeting. And yes, they're lying you. A bald-faced lie. Because when they talk about that being a travel allowance and an IT allowance, and they get a W-2 at the end of the year, it's neither. It is a supplemental salary, period, end of discussion, and they're not presenting it that way.
Yeah, it's just money in their pocket. I mean, my phone bill, and I've got unlimited, it's just about $70 a month. I mean, you know, why would I need that much every 2 weeks when
Well,
it's just, you know,
Jeff, the county...
You picked them apart. You're so embarrassing that WLOS had to pick up the story, finally picked up the story, because they knew you were going to run with it anyway. And I think that they are guilty, and they did. This is not just happened last week. They've been doing this for a couple of years. I think they all need to be arrested.
Well, it's been going...
No, it's been 20 years now.
I really can't wait to do it. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I think it's wonderful that they arrested Jerry Rice. I thank Jerry Rice for having the guts to do what he did, because I can tell you right now, I could tell, and you can ask Mike Fryer this. Mike Fryer had his everything, the information there, but
Yeah,
the
they got mad at Mike too. Yeah,
well, see, did Mike get to speak his 10 minutes or just 3?
no, they let him have 10 minutes. I think he used most of it, and you know, he had 8 people that
Good.
he could speak for. So
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good,
you know,
because see, they kept him so long that some of his people had to leave, and one of them had to go all the way to Fairview, then come back to Lester, and so some of them had to leave. But Mike has done a good job of unearthing how this raises occurred in the sheriff's department. And what he did was he got caught in a match, in a urinating match between the sheriff and Wanda Green. The sheriff wanted raises for people. He went to Wanda 2 or 3 times for it. She turned him down. Then he bypassed her, went to the county commissioners, got the raises, and then the county commissioners made Wanda sign it. But then Wanda got caught in the middle because she started giving information to Mike, and Mike kept asking her questions. And now you've got a conflict going between the sheriff, and I was told last week that the sheriff and Wanda can't even talk to each other without getting angry. Well, at the same time, you got the county commissioner sitting there pulling Wanda's string and pulling the sheriff's string, and there's 5 of them. They're all the 5 same persuasion, and they're sticking together like glue. And David Gant was so angry because you could see it if you were there earlier on when they announced that they weren't going to take public comment on this salary travel allowance deal. He was so ticked off and angry because Mike said, "You mean we don't get to talk on it?" And Mike has finally bumped into exactly what he see up there, a bunch of arrogant, egotistical, superior than you people. And I was talking to Glow Lady this past week. It's time that the liberals, the conservatives, the Christians, the atheists, the Wiccans, whoever comes together and says, enough is enough, we're going to put a stop to this crap. Because I'm going to tell you something.
Get them out of their dynastical monarchy. They've been up there for a long time, and the county has been well out of the people's control for years.
Years and years. And did you catch
it back? And I so much appreciate you and all the friends that you have to dig up this information.
Well,
I'm just not able, but I stand in support with you.
I appreciate you, Jeff. I appreciate you.
I really know you all found something this time, and they should have come forward with that, and they all need to be arrested. They need to resign right now, is what they need to do.
That's right, and I appreciate it.
But they need to, and
well, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. Let's see if this is somebody else that was there, okay?
all right.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Good night, Jeff.
Hello, go ahead.
Hello there.
Yeah.
How in the hell do they take people out of a public meeting in a public building?
Because they're God.
No, I mean, how can they do that when this is all public? The public owns this building. The public them, puts them in office, how do they take you out of the building when you don't agree with them? How do they do that?
Well, I tell you what, I've been thinking. Reuben, I've been thinking what a grand world it would be if we had the ability to recall the county commissioners. We don't have that ability. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, your singing voice isn't much, but I was still following you.
Bingo. You're right. We need the ability to recall elected officials. We don't have that ability in the Buncombe County. And the thing that we're going to have to do, and I've been putting this off a little bit, but I think now that they're doing this to Jerry Rice, now's the time to start a petition drive to recall the county commissioners. And we can really put some pressure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, the legislature in Raleigh, I mean, we can pile the pressure on.
Yep.
To let us have the ability to have a recall and make that a statewide ruling.
But what I don't understand is, this is a free country. Those are public buildings. Those are public officers. How the hell do they get the police to take you out of there when you have more right to be there than the damn council does?
Well, that's you've got the greatest question in the world, because you know the highest law enforcement officer in the county. You know who that is?
Is it snowing in August?
No, the highest law enforcement officer in the county is the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
The sheriff can arrest anybody in Buncombe County. But the district.
Arresting somebody is one thing, but getting it to stick in court is another thing. Yeah, anybody can arrest anybody. If you go and fight this and say, hey, my rights were just like down there in Cary, where the court said, hey, this man can put a sign up in his yard, this man can do what he wants to do in his yard. That place up there where they all meet is our damn yard.
Well, I tell you what, let me do a little checking and see, because I kind of like the idea of what old Jeff Turner said. Hold on one second. Got another call coming. You just stay right there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. All right. Do me a favor. Let me just give me a minute to turn this on. Now, I just heard from Jeff that they arrested, or they threw Jerry Rice out.
That's correct.
Who else did they throw out?
Is that Chad?
All right, hold on 1 minute. Let me put you on the air. Hold on, let me get you on the speaker.
All right.
Okay, just hold on there, caller. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hey, this is Chad Nesbitt. Just wanted to call in and give everybody an update on what happened at this county commissioners meeting. There was a packed house. Jerry Rice got thrown out. They claimed that he did not. I promise you, swear to you, he did not do any personal attacks toward any of the commissioners. David Gant gavelled him down and threw him out with a comment from Bill Stanley that's saying, "Get him out fast, get him out now." And so the deputies rushed to pull Jerry Rice outside and wouldn't let him come back in. Left his camera in there. And then the other comments started coming. And the arrogancy. I mean, here they are. They started off this commissioners meeting saying, David Gant saying that they wanted to do the right thing. And yet, when it came time for them to take some criticism from the public, they were gaveling people down. They would not listen. They constantly stared at their desk. The arrogancy that came from our county commissioners was just ridiculous. Mike Fry gave a great 10-minute speech. He's the one that uncovered all this stuff with the pay scale of the county commissioners. And I brought up the fact about Wanda Green. Wanda Green's salary is $208,000 a year. The Mecklenburg County, which is one of the largest counties in the state, their county manager makes $245,000 a year. But here's the thing: the population density of Mecklenburg County is over 800,000. To our little county here of Buncombe, our population is just over 200,000. So we asked, the Buncombe County Republican Party asked for Wanda Green to give herself a decrease, and according to our CPA and our math, she should be making $75,000 a year and not $208,000 a year. So we brought that out. I personally asked on behalf of the 48,000 Republicans in Buncombe County the resignation of Bill Stanley for his comments that he gave into the Asheville Citizen-Times. And not only that, in the consent agenda, this is going to blow people's minds. This kind of shows you where all these Democrats are thinking. Now, here they are saying they want to do the right thing, and they're going to take this little minuscule pay cut. But yet, in the consent agenda, which you do not have to talk about, Don, they just push this through. They gave our tax dollars for vasectomies, for sterilization, so you don't get somebody pregnant. They gave our tax dollars toward that. Now, this is the stupidity of the Democrat Party, especially this Buncombe County Democrat Party, and the leadership that's there. To give our tax dollars to give somebody a vasectomy is ridiculous, and they slid that through in the consent agenda where nobody could talk about it. But I brought it up at public comment, and I noticed there was a couple of press members that asked me questions about it. But maybe they'll print something in the paper about it. I don't know.
Well, then my question is: are we going to also get the anchor at WLOS's wife to make a comment about the county, the school board having meetings behind closed doors? I think it's time. It is time. And I just made this comment a minute ago. I think we need to start right now with a petition to recall the county commissioners. We're going to petition the legislature in Raleigh to give us the ability to have a recall. They can do that in Raleigh because Raleigh lets the counties exist. But
before the meeting was over, Bill Stanley wanted to say a few words. And instead of apologizing for his comments, instead of apologizing to the people, he said that the majority of the people of Buncombe County put me in. It'll take the majority to get me out. And that's his exact words. He didn't apologize for nothing.
Well,
and I just thought the people out there should know that in case the press doesn't print it.
Well, I'm trying to get everybody to mail him a penny.
You got to what?
I'm trying to get everybody to mail him a penny with a note.
Absolutely. That's the last damn penny he'll ever get from the citizens of Buncombe County.
I think that's an excellent idea, and I think that's what we need to do is mail him a penny. But let me tell you something. You heard his comment about Jerry Rice. That goes right along with that time at Inca when he said, "Don't let that SOB ruin their meeting," talking about Jerry Rice.
That's right. That's exactly
that was
right.
Bill Stanley. So appreciate your call. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, caller, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. That was very good information right there. But now, if the council have the law come in and take people in the audience out, how come the audience can't have the law come in and take the damn council out when they're not doing?
Well, I tell you what, I think you need to just go ahead and come on up there sometime. March 1's the next county commission meeting. March 1 at 4:30.
I think I'll be there because I believe I can get the law to come up there and get them out just as quick as they can get me out.
Well, go for it. We'll look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good call. Good call, Don.
Oh, Lord of mercy, I tell you.
Excellent call.
What?
Excellent call. And I'd like to extend
There's
it.
somebody been trying to get in, and I'm trying to call him. I was trying to call him right now, but he's not there.
I think I had.
Okay.
I think a hats off
Hello.
goes to Chad
Well, I
Nizzle.
don't think you have who you think you have.
I know.
But I just wanted to say I really appreciate y'all and what you do and what you stand for. But I have a question.
Yeah.
There was a boy that shot another bystander, was in jail under $1 million bond for 300 days, and this past Tuesday he was sentenced to 2.5 years. And Ron Moore made the comment that he couldn't prove that he was the boy that shot the gun. But does everybody carry 44s?
Well, What happened in the case?
It was a bystander situation that got shot over in Erskine. You know, it wasn't anybody who was intended to be shot. It was guys fighting, and a bystander got shot. And they took, and supposedly whoever was representing the person that got shot, they got him for $1 million bond for attempted murder. He spent 300 days in jail, and this past Tuesday was sentenced to 2.5 years for carrying a .44 and shooting at someone and someone else getting shot. And it's supposed to make restitution for $31,000 to this person for his doctor bills. But the boy that shot this other person had already been in jail in juvenile. He was the one that they did the 3-page article on not too long ago, shooting somebody else and killing them.
Well, what do you think should have happened?
I think 2.5 years. I think somebody told something somewhere, somehow or the other to get the boy off for 2.5 years.
And if they were really trying to get him off, wouldn't they let the year that he stayed in jail count toward his time? That's what I'm wondering.
They are.
Oh, they are.
They are? Okay. All right. Now it's beginning to come. So go ahead. I appreciate it very much.
I just don't think that's right. You know, for $1 million bond for a whole year and then get off on 2.5 years with 300 days credit.
Well, I appreciate you calling in and letting us know about that. We can't be at all places all the time, but is anybody covered that in the mail anywhere? Anywhere else? Anybody covered it on the news anywhere?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
It was just a little tiny bit about him being out, you know, and that he was supposed to pay restitution.
Okay.
But they didn't pay restitution to the person that got shot, just his medical bill.
Just hold on. Okay, well, I appreciate you call, okay?
Thank you, man.
Hey, I know you've been trying to get in, and hold on a minute. I'll get you on the speaker, okay? You there?
Hi.
Yeah.
You got the wrong number down there on the screen.
No.
Not your phone number.
No, I'm using a different phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, what I think is people of Buncombe County deserve what they're getting. They've voted these same bastards back in there many years.
Well,
they deserve it. I think they deserve it. They only have to put up with it.
well,
they only have to put up with the arrogance and all that because they voted right back in.
I thank you so much. You said it. I appreciate it very much. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know, I think that man just hit the nail on the head.
And Don, just so you know, if he flattens out his time, you don't have to pay restitution.
Don't have to if you...
Well, we've just been...
If he does his whole sentence, he does not have to pay his restitution.
Oh, okay. If he does his whole sentence, he doesn't have to pay restitution. Well, then maybe somebody is working on that deal, especially 2.5 years then. Well, that's what's justice in Buncombe County?
Nothing.
County commissioners throw Jerry Rice out. They restrict you to 3 minutes. They
so
put
do
stuff
you.
on the consent agenda. They won't even vote on it.
Twice.
They're going to shut down this venue over here because they don't want anybody telling the truth.
Hey, the good thing of this, you get a vasectomy out of the deal, folks.
Yeah, you can get a vasectomy. Chris, you want a vasectomy?
No, thank you.
We got about less than a minute, man.
Hey, go ahead, caller.
Yes, I think the best thing for the county would be when they shut your TV down. That's the biggest junk and waste of money.
Thank you for your vote. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your money and vote. Yes, sir, Jerry Rice. How you doing? We got about a minute and a half left, but I understand you got thrown out. Talk to me.
Not much. Go for it, Jerry. Oh, 2 minutes.
You got what?
Everybody coming out of the meeting didn't know either. The only thing I can figure is I told them the figures don't lie, but liars figure, and that's when he throwed the gavel on me. So I guess that's what it was.
Well, I was going to say that myself. See, I had that lined up when Wanda Green was showing all those figures and everything. I remember when I did a work for the county, she told me, she said, you can make numbers say anything. Well, you can if you want to.
Well, I got thrown out, but I don't know why. That's a big deal. You know, I didn't personally attack nobody.
Well, do you reckon we can sue them for violating your civil rights?
Where's the ACLU?
Well, we probably could, but I think the people's on to them now.
Oh, I think so
and they
too.
see what liars they really are. So I don't think I have to really file
poll and push a button to vote and vote their everyone their tails out there, and then we'll be fine with it.
Jerry, I have a question for you. Are you for or against this sales tax increase for Buncombe County?
On AB Tech?
Yes.